Fenman Crusader here, and welcome to part 10 of the Massey 780 Special Combine. So, not a big input this week, but sorted out the tank and painted some bits on the tank and polished it up and give it a good clean up, which was a bit rough in places, and obviously we fitted it back onto the combine. We've done the repair on this beam across here, and now fitted it back on the combine. The only thing that really remains on here now to do is to put the elevator back into position over the tank, which is just one single bolt, so that won't take no doing. And then come next week it's all about the header, and I have been doing other jobs, and if I point you in this direction you'll see in the end of the shed I've been putting my roller shutter door in. I've been making brackets and getting sorted because I needed to get that up out of the way. And that's nothing to do with a combine, of course, but it is something that I had to do, and there's only so much time you can do all this stuff in. So, but we've got enough for the video, and we're cracking on. We've got another 3 or 4 weeks yet, so basically, yeah, sit back and enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Right, so I took the skirt off, which was there, if you can remember. I pointed it out a few times. And you can see it's a bit worse for wear. It's just posh rotten. And I may have to see what time I've got, but I may have to take that out, that section there, to repair it, because you've got a big hole in there, look, all the way across the back. It's a repairable piece, it ain't a problem, but I would need to take it off the combine to do it. So we'll go up and have a look. As you can see, so we will lose corn through there, because even though the corn won't have been threshed when it's going up there, when that flies round inside there, it'll come round and go round a few times sometimes before it goes out, so you're definitely going to get corn out there. So we've got to make a new one of them bits anyway, and might repair that piece for what it's worth. Right, so we cleared a bit of a space on the bench, and we'll cut the rotten bit, look, away from the good bit. And so we chuck them away. I mean, they're just past the sell-by days, I think. Right, so they can go. I'll just put them on the floor for a minute. And this is my new one, out of a bit of Galway. And I've cleaned the retainer up, but as you can see, it's got a few extra holes in it, but the sort of holes that the bolts don't fit. But, 'cause, as you can see, it's got a few extra holes in it, but the sort of holes that the bolts don't fit. But, 'cause, as you can see, it's got a few extra holes in it, but the sort of holes that the bolts don't fit. But, 'cause, as you can see, it's got a few extra holes in it, but the sort of holes that the bolts don't fit. But, So I may make a fresh one of them, because I've still got another strip here. So we can, and the strip is to retain the sleeve, one of them. So yeah, so if I remember rightly, that bit fits on there that way round to complete the thing as it should be. So I've just got to weld that along its edge. So won't be too much hassle. Like I say, I will try and, it's a tight lip, that one is. So we'll try, because that one's just the right length, because it's a piece that I cut off that. I'll pop it in the bender and see if we can get a nice 5 or 6 mil turn up on it. It'll be clever. So I need to do that now and see what it turns out like. So we've got a little bit in there, look. And that's a 12 mil plate, and I've got about 2 mil still sticking out the end here. Probably not, a bit less than that. Right, so we'll pull him up, see what it does. Yes, he's a bit tight. Right, we'll just have to sit you on here for a second. I'll try to pull it up. Sorry for the wobbly picture, but there she is, look, just bent up, and then it's quite 90 degrees, so I'll just give it a tad more and we'll be done. Okay, so there you have it then. There's the little lip. It's probably a tad wider than the other one. And I'll lay that in there. Look, it actually fits inside. Well, it shouldn't do really. It should be somewhere about like there. Anyway, it's near enough because it's going to. Going to trap, like I say, one of these bits in place. I'm not sure she'll probably use one of them bits anyway. And so all I do now is to transfer the holes across and just tidy the corners up, and we'll call that one do. So we'll do that one a bit later. Now we've got this man to sort out. So I've got to spot weld this bit on as well. And if I remember rightly, it fits in there like that. Now we'll just have to go and take a measurement of the other combine just to get them the right width. I did write it down. 2 5/8 I've got there, so it might be roughly where it is. 2 1/4, no, it ain't that one. I'll have to go measure the other combine because if I remember rightly, it was quite close. 3/4, that's inch and a half. 2 5/8. No, I had to nip out to the other combine and just measure that. It's been a day or two since I've done it, and now it's gone out the head. Right, catch you in a bit. Okay, so we arrived at 40 mil. Went and had a look at the other combine, and obviously the slots here are for the handles to turn into, and that's on this one here. Look, I've got to free these off because they're seized up like that, but they're little bits there, they go in them slots. And this edge is the bit that sits on there, and it sits on there, and then the handles are here, and you twizzle it and it goes into the slot. So that's all set up on there now, and I've drilled it and it's all ready for spot welding on, which is what I'm about to do. And I just thought if I did that first, that would give me a fair bit of strength in that length, so when I weld it back on this edge, you know, it'll help keep it straight. And I suppose, you know, if you've got more time, you'd make it all out of one piece, but it's a perfectly good bit. Bits are nice to set in, and the game is to preserve as much of the combine as you can, so this is where we're at. So right, catch you again in a minute. So that's all the spot welds in place, so I'll hold that, and just got to clean it up, and then we're there. Okay, so we're out now on the combine. I've got this all tacked together. So just make sure it fits in its hole, and then we'll weld it up. The angle iron's all spot welded on, all cleaned up. I've just got to weld along that edge there. So we'll just pop it in the combine and see what it looks like. Okay, so she's there, look. Pretty much just lined up. So that you see the bit that was rotted out. I say it just wants welding up, but it's a good fit, so that'll do me well. So that's got it all welded up. I'll get him cleaned up. And then chuck a bit of paint on and they'll be done. You sit there, it's all cleaned up, polished up. All ready for painting. And then we can fit it to the combine, and that'll be a little job, but a good job done. At least it'll keep the corn. So all that remains now then is just to straighten the lip out on the door. It's like I said before. It's got the the end is kicked up, and I've got to get the handles off because they're seized up. Get it flat on the floor, knock it all out, and hopefully the door will fit nicely and I should be able to lock it off. So yeah, another little job knocked off the list. So we've got another little job here. I've got to put the wind slides on, the fan slides, variators, adjusters, call them what you will. But they've got a little square on, like a little coach bolt, which will fit in that hole in there so they don't turn. But what I'm going to do for, I'll put them on there, is we'll just put a bit of grease on. I cleaned them all up, so a bit of grease will stop them from seizing up on me, because they were bloody tight when I took them off. So that's that one. Flat washer first, across the slide, across the slotted hole, and then your spring washer to keep the wing nut tight. Same as a dynamo adjuster bolt. You'd always put a flat washer to cover the slide, and then your spring washer, and that way, you know, your nuts and stuff don't drop into the grooves. Like I say, a lot of this stuff's sort of common knowledge to anybody who's on the spanners, but you know, for the people that's looking and don't know, hopefully, let's just drop the washer. Hopefully, you know, just a little thing, or a younger person that's I'll pick up the washer first. I did see where it went, but now I can't see it. I'll nick one off one of those. I thought I'd just better put these back on. While it's easy to get at. While the tank was off. So I'm going to put the tank back on in a minute. So I'll just do these. We've got one for the bottom. No, I haven't put the spring washer on there, but it's on the floor. I'll have to go underneath and have a look at it in a minute. So that's all done, and then, like I say, then we can put the tank on in a minute. Okay, so there you see it. The tank's just pinned in place. I mean, the tank's not very heavy, so it's quite easy, you know, to manoeuvre about. And I've got a punch in that one there. So now what we'll do, I'll clean a few bolts up and we'll wiggle them in. And there she is. So once this tank's on, we'll put that bar back in there, which is now all complete. That cross beam in there, and then it's all about the header. And the next week will be all about the header. This is just to finalise this, what we're doing now, and then it's all about the header next week. So yeah, we're getting there slowly. I know time's marching on, but we're on spring wheat, so it's not going to be ready until the end of September, you know, second or third week of September, like weather permitting, but so yeah. Right, catch you on the next. Okay, so I've just been polished the beta bars a bit, look. Give them a nice start to the job, because they, you know, it's only a small acreage, so you know you're busy trying to keep everything bright. But that'll give it a good start, and then when it brightens up and it comes back in, it'll get sprayed with oil. And I always do my other one, my 788, to spray it with hydraulic oil, and when it stands in the shed, that just holds it back enough that when we come out next year it's dry. So you know, it does the job like. Right, so now I'm going to fit this bar in here, and then yeah, we're catching up again. Okay, so I'm just got this bar in, and now we've just got to tighten the bolts up, and that's this bit done. The tank's on, but the bolts have got to be nuts have got to be put on the bolts. They're in, all in their places, but I've still got to put the nuts on. Well, I'm going to grab my son-in-law to do that, because I've got to go inside the tank to put the nuts on, and I need somebody outside just to hold the bolts. So that's one of them jobs you can't do on your own. But and he's just come back from work. Just when he thought he's finished, he's going to start again. Set him on. But anyway, he brought me a cup of tea, so that's good. So we're on it, and pretty much all for this one. These two are threaded, the captive in the plate, and the bottom one's a nut and bolt. So that's pretty much got that bit.